Here we are, together again on the radio. And one of the things that comes up often, and I tell you, I read every email that comes in here. I read them all. And I know what's going on. I know what you're thinking. I know what you're feeling. Many times, many of you send us the same exact story or show idea. And I use those ideas without question. I do not bother to question your taste or question your intelligence. When 6 or 7 or 8 people in a day tell me the same thing when they email that in, it becomes the show. And I think that's one of the reasons we've done so well. I don't worry about what I'm interested in. I worry about what you're interested in. Because really, I could sit in a closet with a garden hose and do this show for myself and only talk about the things I'm interested in. Or I can get ratings. And the way you get ratings is to figure out what the audience wants and then give it to them. And that's what we do here. So I read and pay attention to what you say. And one word that has been coming up a lot. Actually, there's 2, and they're related, so I'll give both of them to you. And I don't know if it's the spate of topics we've had recently, or we have a lot of new listeners who aren't used to the program. You know, it's not merely a show, it's now a program. I don't know if you heard about that. We've been elevated to the level of program. But many of you have written in and used the following words to describe me. You either believe I am overly pessimistic or overly cynical. Now, I happen to believe most people are not pessimistic or cynical enough. I happen to believe that we take too many things at face value. We believe what the government tells us. We believe what TV tells us. We believe what People magazine says about celebrities. I've talked about that many times. That People magazine is 95% fictitious, in my view. Just an opinion for those of you who are attorneys at Time Warner. My opinion of People magazine is that People magazine prints whatever publicists tell them to say and leaves out anything publicists mandate be left out, for fear that if they don't comply, they will not have future access to said celebrities. Same thing is true of TV shows like Access Hollywood and Entertainment Tonight. And there are people who watch these programs and they believe they know what public figures are like and how they feel and what they do and who's likely to be faithful to their husband or wife and who's not, blah, blah, blah. But you really don't know that. The proof is in the pudding. I'm here, right here in the belly of the beast, right in the center of the entertainment industry. And we don't have big-time celebrities on the show. Not because we don't have ratings. We're the highest-rated afternoon show in every prime demographic in Los Angeles. And many celebrities listen to this show. But there's a reason they're going to be on Entertainment Tonight or Access Hollywood or be interviewed in People magazine. And that is because I refuse to kiss up to people. I just refuse to do it. Certain people I admire or revere, and I enjoy telling them how much I like or revere them. I don't believe in being mean to people who come in here. If they come in here and they've taken the time to come down to the studio and be my guest, I'm not going to beat the crap out of them. Many people may think I would do that, but I wouldn't. But it goes beyond not beating somebody up. These people want to be revered as icons, and they want you to kiss the ring. And they want you to put in what they want you to put in and leave out what they want you to leave out. And I can't do a show like that. So I'd much rather talk to complete strangers who call in than to have to jump through all the hoops and sign all the agreements to get, Tom Cruise in here. It's just not worth it. It's not worth it. And those of you in the entertainment industry know what I'm talking about. But I'm not limiting my comments here to the entertainment industry and their indifference to our show. As I say, many people in the entertainment industry listen to our show, but would never actually appear on. People I have personally met who tell me they listen all the time and then give me the name of their publicist, and when you call them to set up the appointment for them to come down, publicist says they don't do radio, or they don't have time, or we'll get back to you, and then they don't. And then you're indeed right, Dean. Then you got the people who we have had on the show before, when they had something to plug, or they weren't doing nearly as well as they're doing now, who once they are perceived as wildly successful or much more successful, suddenly they forget the address of the studio. I mean, we used to have George Lopez on all the time. All the time. Where is he now? Missing. Tom Arnold, missing. These guys have been on the show before. And eventually when their shows get canceled, their publicists will call us again and think we have short memories. Which we don't. We have very long memories. And I will name some of the people who blew us off in the past, and their publicists later on came after us. Andrew Dice Clay, Ice-T, Margaret Cho, the list goes on. You know, we dutifully bring people in here and plug whatever crap they have to plug. All we expect in return is that when you are successful, we helped you get there in some small way, that you repay the favor by coming in when your name means more. And never forget about us. Maybe we can't get you as often. Maybe you're traveling more. We understand that. How about you call in once in a while? Huh? You're right about that, Dean. Joe Rogan, who's been a guest on our show many times over the years. He was on our show before Fear Factor, during Fear Factor's reign at number 1. And Fear Factor's not the number 1 show anymore. No show can have that kind of staying power. But Joe Rogan is still a friend of the show and has been consistent. So Joe Rogan will be a guest on this show until I stop doing it, as far as I'm concerned. Anytime he wants to come in, he's in. And then there are the other people who, came here when it was convenient, and then when it was no longer convenient, they suddenly forgot to return our phone calls. Okay. But remember, I've been in this business a long time, and I'm going to be in a lot longer. And down the line, when you're doing comedy at the Laundromat over on Melrose, that's not the name of a comedy club, I'm talking about an actual laundromat where they've had comedians, and you want to plug that appearance because you're no longer playing the Universal Amphitheater or whatever, trust me when I tell you, we will remember that you did not return our phone calls today. I've been on the air in Los Angeles, in the center of the entertainment industry, for 17 years. I came here in 1988. And I've seen them rocket to the top, and I've seen them fall off a cliff. Me, I've stayed right in the center the whole time. I've never been the most famous person in SoCal, but I've never fallen to the bottom. I'm always here to see them go up and go down. But I didn't intend this to be a conversation about celebrities, just about cynicism, pessimism, and I am both cynical and pessimistic. I have a jaundiced eye. And yes, I believe that most women who have jobs that allow them to travel on the road, I do believe they cheat just like men do. Yes, I do. I do believe that women are dream killers. I do believe that if you get married at 21 or 19, you're likely to get divorced. Not because I'm cynical or pessimistic, but because the numbers bear me out. And some of you get very frustrated with my cynicism or pessimism, and you write to me about it. And so I thought it would be a good idea to address that here. Do you think I am overly cynical and pessimistic? Or not enough? Tom. 1-800-5800-TOM. Oh, when I get together, things happen. The Tom Leykis Show. It's the Tom Leykis Show from Los Angeles at 1-800-5800-TOM. Kicking off 15 minutes commercial-free here. And people say I'm cynical, overly pessimistic. Do you agree? Yvonne on the Tom Leykis Show.
Hey.
Hey.
I think you're totally right. I think you're realistic. I don't believe you're pessimistic or cynical. You just know what's up and aren't delusional.
I don't believe in being overly optimistic. I don't think that helps anybody.
Oh, it doesn't. It doesn't. People tend to believe what they want to believe, what's easiest for them to believe. That's why it's so hard for people to understand that their husband or wife or boyfriend or girlfriend would want to cheat on them, because they don't want to believe something like that would happen. Right,
and that's why they don't want to believe other people are doing it.
Exactly.
Yep.
But that's all. I think you're totally right on and realistic.
Well, thank you, Yvonne.
No problem.
Appreciate the call. 1-800-5800-TOM. It's Tony on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, Tom, first-time caller.
Thank you, Tom.
Just want to let you know that, yeah, I think you're, much like the lady that was just talking, I think you're right on. I mean, I think you're real, and I think what you say, a lot of it is true from my experience. But also from my experience, too, I know that people are really good, and sometimes your viewpoints sort of block that out of the vision, because it seems a bit, just a slightly bit one more side to the other.
Well, I believe people should be more cynical, not less cynical.
And that comes through very clearly, and that's sort of what I'm, asking you about, because you're talking about, that am I cynical? You're asking the question like you're not.
Well, no, am I overly cynical or overly pessimistic? I say I'm not, but what do you think?
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that you are, and I think that...
Why do you believe that?
Why do I believe that?
Yeah.
Just from your viewpoints, they're just the slightest bit to the one.
Well, give me some specific examples. I mean, I really would like to know.
The latest specific example, I was listening yesterday to the Valentine's Day show, and you were talking about single mothers. My experience, I don't know whether this is your same experience, you're right on about single mothers and the way that they handle their lives and the things that they should do. But having that viewpoint and being real about that viewpoint is much different than just discounting every single mother out there. Because
well, again, who used the word every? You did.
That's what I'm taking from your show. Maybe I'm just misunderstanding.
Well, I never used the word every, although I do believe it's the vast majority.
Okay, and that's what I'm saying, vast majority. Whether it's every or vast majority, aren't we really just splitting hairs between...
No, because every means 100% of them.
Tom, you're splitting hairs. Come on, you're talking about...
It's not splitting hairs. The vast majority could be 90%.
Okay, so 90%. So that's what I'm saying.
I don't know what percentage it is. I'm just saying that's what it could be.
You pick the percentage because you're the boss, and that's what I'm saying is those are the percentage of people that you're going to miss out on because of your viewpoint.
But I'm not worried about it, because this is a country of 300 million people, 160 million women. You know what? If I skip a few single mothers, there's plenty of others to go around.
And I'm not saying that it has to be single mothers. I'm taking single mothers out of the scenario and just talking about people. And I'm saying that people are good. And when you discount people... Well,
again, we're not talking about whether they're good or not good. I'm not God, and I don't claim to be a supreme being. I don't know who's good or bad. What I know is what's good for me or what's good for people. And for a single man who wants to have a sex life and ultimately maybe down the line wants to have a relationship or get married, single mothers are your worst choice. Are there exceptions? Probably. But generally speaking, they have done something irresponsible. They have baggage. They don't put you first. They put their kids first. And, well, they should, by the way. But why, if you have choices, would you choose a single mother? That's what you choose when there's nobody left.
And I completely agree with you. My point is a lot more fundamental, and I'm not talking about single mothers specifically. I'm just talking about people as a whole. Yeah, you might not want to, as a single man, want to have a relationship with a single mother. But that doesn't mean that because that view of single mothers, that any of those people should be discounted as people in my life that might have some sort of influence that's positive.
Why would you need to have them as an influence in your life? Well, they are bad, generally bad role models.
sometimes you just happen to run into people. Sometimes you just happen to have relationships, and no, it doesn't have to be sexual.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have relationships with single mothers if you decided in advance that that is a last resort.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about a male-female relationship, like something that's more than just some...
if you want to talk to a single... No one said don't talk to single mothers. Nobody said you can't do business with a single mother. Although I'll tell you what, a lawyer who's a single mother, I'm out. Because I've had experience with lawyers who don't return phone calls because they're busy with their kids.
Yeah, and I'm not. And once again, I'm not disagreeing with your viewpoint. I'm just saying that when you have those sort of viewpoints on different types of people, you discount those people and you might miss out on them.
Well, guess what? In a country of 300 million people, there are plenty of other people to go around.
Enjoy the percentage black, Tom.
Thank you, Tony. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. It's Clark on the Tom Leykis Show in the middle of 15 minutes, commercial-free. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
I'm a first-time listener to the show, but I caught the whole argument about cynicism. And I was just going on the note that most of my life experience, I found that people who are cynics, who always got to find the negative points, that's what happens to them, And if you keep an optimistic mind and you always look for what's about to happen to be the best, then that's what will happen to you.
I'm the biggest cynic I know, and my life has been great. I don't have any complaints. I'm thrilled. I just don't believe what most people say. People are always trying to sell you something.
That is true, but you know what? If you look for it, there are always going to be the deal where the people are selling you the right thing.
I think if you start off from a position of cynicism, it ultimately is much easier to tell who the real deals are.
But that's the thing, is that's what weeds out the, not necessarily stupid people, but I mean, if you're not sharp enough to weed out the good deal, that's your deal itself, I just have seen in my life that if you keep an optimistic point of view and you do know that there is a good sale out there are good products, there are good people out there trying to do the right thing, the vast majority, they might be trying to sell you short, but that's going to make their life so.
But it's a lot easier to get taken advantage of if you just start looking for the good in everybody.
That's untrue, though.
I look for the bad in everybody, and when I don't find any, then I what, do you think I'm permanently cynical? No. There are people I trust. There are people I believe in. There are organizations I believe in. But I come from a position of I don't believe anything until you show me.
All right, well,
nobody deserves respect. Respect is earned.
I would say as the counter view, I would offer people 100% trust until they give you a reason to take it away.
Well, then you're going to get stepped on and ridden hard a few times until you finally get what you want.
It hasn't quite happened yet. I've ended up doing pretty well for myself. I'm a 23-year-old guy who's been pretty successful in my life, and I found that, if you take what people give you, at first hand and you accept, even if they're giving you BS, if you call them out on it, they come through. Like, even if somebody's telling you something that's BS, and they're trying to take you for something, and you say, all right, well, give me what you got. Give me the best,
Mm-hmm.
Even if they are BSing, when you call them out on it, they come through on it because they'd rather be good to their own word than be a hypocrite.
It's more important to me that people earn my respect and earn my trust, rather than that I just automatically respect and trust everybody and then keep getting disappointed my whole life. That's how I feel, but we all have our own point of view. Maria on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hi, Tom.
Hi, Maria.
Oh, my gosh, I love you, and I'm on the air. This is great.
Yeah.
I wanted to say how everybody, they don't really know what they're talking about, and you're saying that you're cynical and everything. I see that actually as being optimistic because you're not going to set yourself up to be disappointed.
Correct.
You're going to get most out of your life, like the best, because you know what to avoid. I don't see how that can be pessimistic at all.
Well,
you know exactly what to stay away from,
yeah,
and you know exactly what to expect.
I think the word cynical describes me better than pessimistic. I do.
Yeah, but cynical is not even bad. I think they're living in a little sugar-coated world,
right?
And they want everything to be Care Bears and gummy bears and all that crap just because that's the way they were raised. But, hey, it's the real world. You're not a kid. See things the way they really are.
Yeah, you are certainly right about that. Jerry on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
Hey, how are you, Tom?
I'm okay.
Hey, good. First-time caller.
Thank you.
Happy to be on the air.
Cool.
I guess I just wanted to get your opinion on something. You know, you talked about people living in this fictitious world, you know, magazines and movie shows and, you know, all that type of thing, and, you know, how it relates to cynicism. My opinion on this, and I'm wondering how you feel about it, is, you know, a lot of people really seem to know a lot more about, you know, the movie stars, the television stars, the other, you know, public figures, than they do about, you know, the person who lives next door.
And by the way, they only think they know about the movie stars, the TV stars, and the music industry people because they read, like, People Magazine or Us Weekly, or they watch Entertainment Tonight. And all of these shows and magazines, they only print what publicists will allow. Now, by the way, for disclosure purposes, I have a publicist. That's why I know how it works.
Well, I think the problem with that and why people become, you know, very cynical, or, you know, maybe you think not cynical enough, but, you know, when you don't know your neighbor, when you're interacting more with, you know, a television personality instead of your, you know, mother, father, aunt, uncle, neighbor, or, you know, some other family member, for example, you know, what do you really have, you know, in life? I mean, what kind of relationships do you really have? And being slightly older than probably your average listener, you know, I'm trying to read up on this and learn as much as I can about what are influencing, you know, my kids. Mm-hmm. And, you know, the bottom line is our kids are exposed to, and my, you know, you and I and our kids are just constantly bombarded all day with this imagery, which is all based on, as you say, advertising, you know, whether it's...
By the way, I'm in the advertising business. I am second to none of my admiration for good advertising and marketing, and I am in that business. I do commercials, and so you're not going to hear me criticizing it, not because I don't want to bite the hand that feeds me. It's because I'm proud to do what I do.
Well, and I would agree with that. You know, advertising is it's a business like anything else, and it's a business that has to be there. But, you know, we need to understand that the whole successful advertising is generally making you unhappy with what you have and wanting something else.
I don't even believe that. I believe successful advertising outlines or delineates a need that you already know you have, and then provides a solution to that need. The best, most successful advertising denotes a basic need you have. The most successful billboard of all time, and Jerry, you're 46 years old, you'll probably remember it, was a 6-word billboard that was all over America. And it said, if you smoke, please try Carlton.
Right.
That ad campaign was one of the most successful ever because it, in as few words as possible, delineated a need. Smokers are addicts. They need cigarettes. And then provides a solution.
Well, I guess that maybe, you know, we might have a slight disagreement there, and I agree with what you're saying, that successful advertising, you know, delineates or identifies the need for the person who is, you know, the recipient of the
Successful advertising makes believable promises that the advertiser then delivers upon. And there's no two ways about it. The best advertising is not deceptive advertising. The best advertising is not advertising that promotes crap that nobody has a need for. You know, there's a lot of advertising, a lot of products like that, but it's not the most successful.
But I think that's what brings us to the whole point of cynicism, in that a large percentage of advertising is bringing us, you know, products and our children products that, you know, they may like, but they don't necessarily need. You know, the whole economy, this whole...
Well, the word need is a subjective term, as you know.
Absolutely. Do my children need to have 23 different video games, which, you know, are like 80%, you know, violent acts? No, they don't. They don't need that. My children may, you know, obviously I try to put them in a situation where they don't feel like...
You have the option of preventing them from doing that.
Right, and we try, you know, of course, very hard to prevent them from wanting that by doing a bunch of different things. But do the majority of kids today need that? And all the other things that they see, do they need to wear...
You know what? We're in a country where we have so much, our needs are taken care of.
Well, they are, but, you know, the point, I guess one of the points I'm trying to make is kind of bringing that whole thing to, you know, what is cynicism. And people become cynical because many times I think they're unhappy, and they're unhappy because they don't have what they think they need, and people think they need to live a lifestyle.
I think people become cynical because in the beginning they were optimistic and positive, and they were disappointed many times.
And maybe disappointed because...
I think people who are cynical about advertising have been burned by advertising. In this business, I have seen bad advertising. I have seen dishonest claims made. I do endorsements, and I will not read a commercial for a product. And by the way, there's nothing altruistic about this. It's protecting my brand. I won't do a commercial for a product that makes unbelievable claims or a product that I myself would not use. I just won't do it.
Right.
For example, you'll never hear me read a commercial that makes a health claim on the radio. You know why? I'm not a doctor.
Well, I'm glad that you do that.
I don't know if these products can do what they say they do, and I have no way of knowing.
Well, you have a level of responsibility maybe that, a lot of us...
I'm not, but what I'm trying to tell you is I'm no hero for doing that. I do it for a reason. I could get sued by people who make a purchase based on these claims, and turns out the claims aren't true, or they got sick or died as a result of using a product. And also because, honestly speaking, if I make enough unbelievable claims, ultimately nobody will believe the legitimate advertisers I represent.
Right.
So I'm not doing it to help you or society or to be a good guy. I'm doing it to protect my own business.
Tom Leykis. 1-800-5800-TOM.
The only thing God did, he screwed up with a woman, gave her a brain.
Are you suggesting on a woman a brain is like tonsils? They don't really do anything. You can have them removed?
Yeah.
The Tom Leykis Show.
It's the Tom Leykis Show. 1-800-5800-TOM is our telephone number. Lily on the Tom Leykis Show. Hello.
What's up, Tom?
Not much, Lily.
I'm in trouble. Can you help me out? And I guess I talked to you before about it. I'm almost 19 years old. Various people keep calling me. I have checking, saving account. I also have a bunch of credit cards that I own money from Bank of America, and I'm still doing well. I pay off whatever. There was a couple of days ago, there's people call me from Bank of America, and then he asked me my account number, saving account number, credit card, address, how old am I, whatever.
He called you.
And then I give him, and then today...
Can I ask you a question?
Yes?
I want to see how your mind works for a second.
You think I'm crazy?
Well, let me ask you a question, okay?
Sure. Tom, I'm just so screwed today. I don't know what to do.
This is what I'm going to say to you, okay?
Yeah?
Let's say I'm down there at the Bank of America.
Okay.
Don't you think I have a computer on my desk?
Maybe. I don't know.
Don't you think I could put your name in and all your account numbers would pop up on the screen?
Yeah.
So if I work for the Bank of America...
He sounds like a professional guy. He sounds like a worker like a Bank of America. How am I supposed to know?
Dear, I'm telling you how. You see, you have to think a little bit in life.
Yeah.
Okay. If I work at the bank, I know your account number.
Oh, yeah, you do know. Well, yeah, they explained to me after I went there today. But he was like, hey, is this Lily? I was like, yeah, we call him for Bank of America.
Well, you see, here's an example of somebody who's not cynical enough.
Yeah.
Why would you believe somebody when they tell you they work at the bank and they don't have your account number?
Well, I don't have anybody to talk to about it. I thought, I'm smart enough.
Well, you're not smart enough because you've been to the bank. You started the bank account, right?
Yeah.
And when you went to the Bank of America, you went down there, right?
Yes.
Okay, when you went down there, you sat at a desk away from the teller windows, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And the guy had you pick out your little kitty cat checks and your little checkbook and everything, right? And had you fill out all these forms and sign your name. And sitting next to him on the desk was what?
I don't know. What do you mean?
A computer.
Yeah, a computer.
A computer. And what was in the computer?
And my name or whatever they need.
Right, your name, and he put in your new account number and your PIN number. It's all in there.
Okay, my question is, Tom, this guy, he kept calling me, and then he was like, Lily, I'm going to send it to you some kind of package.
I don't care how many times he called you.
Yeah.
Nobody at the bank would ever call you and say, hello, give me your account number or your password.
But listen, Tom, what I'm telling you is He said that I was going to send you $10,000 a package you're going to receive a couple of times.
Why would you believe that?
And then I was so stupid, and then I went to the bank.
Well, yeah, you were stupid. Why would you believe that?
Well, I don't know. What should I do, Tom? Like, today I went to the bank. The lady was like, to open an account, saving account number, you have to pay this. I was like, I did not write any check. I did not do any. I didn't order any
you
stuff.
can complain to the bank, and I'm sure you already have.
I have.
But besides that, why would you believe a man who said that?
Because he sounded like a professional guy.
But he didn't sound like he worked at the bank because he had to ask you for your account number.
Well, nobody...
That's the very minute you knew he didn't work for the bank.
Well, I didn't know. But he called my name first. Is this Lily? I was like, yeah, how are you supposed to know my name? Nobody knows me.
Dear,
I mean...
It could have taken you out of the phone book.
Yeah, that could be.
Bank of America is a very big bank. You know, that would be an easy guess to guess that you had an account at Bank of America or Wells Fargo.
No, Tom, what should I do? I have no, like, he knows my checking account, my, like, credit card, whatever money he take out. To open the account, I have to pay them. I mean, like, dude, I'm almost 19, and now I don't know what to do.
Well, dear,
I was smart, you know.
Dear, you can complain about certain things. Your credit card, you're only responsible for the first $50 in charges, by law. All right.
Yeah.
Are you hearing me? You're only responsible for the first $50.
Really?
By law, yes. And your checking account, how much was in there?
It was $700.
$700. So
yeah.
The guy took the money out how? He wrote a check?
I guess he ordered some kind of item, yeah. The lady, when I went to the bank, said, did you write any check? I was like, no. I'm in, like, overdraw, whatever, my saving account. He took money out.
Now, your debit card for Bank of America would be a Visa, wouldn't it?
Yes, it was a Visa card.
All right. Visa has some kind of special coverage for its members for debit cards.
Okay.
Right. So you are going to get the phone number for Visa, and you're going to tell them that somebody fraudulently used your account number and took money out of your account.
And the number he gave me today, I was just calling.
I don't care what he did.
It was fake number, Tom. Oh, my gosh. Who could be? Who could be?
Because all he needs is your account. You know what? You can print up checks easily.
Oh, my God.
All you have to do is have somebody's account number and their address. He probably asked you for your address, too, right?
Yeah, he was like that.
And you gave it to him, right?
I gave it to him.
That's all you need to print checks, dear. You go down to Costco and print them up.
Dude, I don't want to have a bad credit card or bad anything.
Well, you better start working on this.
So how do I clean this mess? I mean...
I'm telling you what you have to do.
Go to the bank.
You have to go to the bank.
I already went. They didn't even treat me well.
All right, then you're going to call. Then you're going to call the 800 number for Bank of America.
Okay.
And you're going to tell them that you either want to talk to them or to Visa, and then they should give you a phone number for Visa if they have to.
Okay. Okay.
By the way, the state of Washington probably has an agency listed in the blue pages of the phone book that regulates banks.
Yeah. Okay, and then, Tom, I have a question. I have a question for you, too.
By the way, one more thing you will call is the Secret Service, and they are listed in the phone book. And they, believe it or not, the Secret Service handles this kind of fraud. And they're listed in the blue pages of the phone book.
Oh, my gosh. No one explained to me. No, I thought it was just...
Oh, dear. Again, though, it's your own stupidity. Nobody at the bank would call you and ask for your address or your account number. You went down there and gave them your address.
Like,
how could the bank not have your address? Don't you get statements from the bank every month?
Yeah.
How do they do that if they don't have your address?
Yeah.
Why would you be so stupid as to believe the bank doesn't have your address?
Yeah, Tom, I don't think like that. I thought it was just...
Start thinking like that. Where are your parents?
Well, I don't got no parents. I don't get along with them. I live alone.
Well, you know, dear, though, you need somebody to act like a parent with you.
Yeah, exactly. Tom, okay, I have other problems, too. My big problem is, like, you know, I've been telling you, I call you before.
You mean we haven't gotten to the big problem yet?
Man, my life has been screwed around. But let me tell you this. I've been called in child line. You know, love. You call people, you talk to different guys, whatever.
Oh, a chat line.
Yeah, I've been so many times. I started doing when I was 17. I'm almost 19 now.
And some guy told you that he was a big movie producer and you went over and had sex with him. Or something like that. Send us an email. Our email address is my name. It's tom@blowmeuptom.com. That's Tom at blowmeuptom.com. Or Or you can call our comment line with comments about the show 24 hours a day. The number 310-842-9592.